Okay, so Jen, how do you think working with Mary went today?
I think it went very well. She did not appear to realize I was assisting her,
Okay.
but she was starting to get the hang of bringing the food a little more naturally, a little less stiffness.
Okay. What was two things you did well?
I tried to make myself more invisible
Mm-hmm.
during the feedings.
Mm-hmm.
I gave her tactile stimulation in the form of hand pumping to increase her alertness and engage her more in the self-feeding.
Okay, and what is one thing you want to work on?
Making it more natural for her and for me to have her more using motor memory to come back up and do it more freely.
Okay. So the two things that you say you did well working with Mary is you were more invisible with her, so she felt more natural, almost.
I could tell because at the end when I said I was leaving, she was like, "Oh," she didn't seem to know I was there.
Right. And then the other thing you did well is the hand pumping, so she can refocus her attention
Yes.
on you in the hand under hand skill set. That's really good. I noticed a few things that went very well. One was the fist pumping, but mostly when you first approached Mary, you didn't even focus on the food or that it was time to eat, or you didn't focus on the goal for you. You focused on building a relationship using PPA, and you just started talking to her, and then you introduced the juice to her using hand under hand and using the skill to get to her mouth. But then you noticed how her eyes went from the drink to the plate, and she started pointing to the plate, and you identified her needs, that she was focused on the food more than the drink.
I tried to verbalize her what she was displaying so that she would hear it on top of it.
So you were using a dynamic assessment because you were paying attention.
But you were the one that told me to do the hand pumping.
Well, yeah.
Because that's the time when I was like, she's not engaged.
What?
How can I? I was trying to do the backhand.
You were having this struggle because you're like, focus your attention on me.
Right.
So it would be good. Maybe that's something we can also work on, is remembering to use hand under hand pumping to refocus versus using our
auditory
speech.
Yeah.
Earlier you also mentioned you wanted her to I'm trying to think what you said. You wanted her to feel like the flow was easier, right?
Right.
So it felt more natural.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first focus you wanted to work on.
I'd like her to generalize what we're doing together to doing it on her own more.
Right. So how do you think we can get there?
I would think that with repetition, with carry over from other staff, that everybody's on the same page, so she's getting that same input over and over again.
And how can we do that?
Well, with me doing it, with somebody observing, with them practicing, with me observing them doing it, and just having every staff member who is usually feeding her to now become an assistant, like just kind of the invisible force that helps her.
Right. And so you specific, what are you gonna, like, maybe 5 minutes every day you can?
I would like to be with her to perform the hand under hand, to make it more natural. increase her alertness, find a way to really increase her alertness and see what works specifically for her.
And then it could help you change your habit and versus what you were, because if we practice at 5 minutes every day, that can help, that can change our bad habit of what we were doing prior.
Exactly.
So practice. All right. Okay, so going further, we're going to revisit. You're going to work on her feeling like she's doing this
Connected. That
independently.
This is hers. Yes.
This is hers. She's owning it. And you're also said that you wanted to. What was the other thing you said you wanted to do? The natural motor memory?
Well, it's kind of hard with somebody with dementia because their motor memory is leaving them. If we can kind of grasp onto some of that and see if we can re-implement it, that would be fabulous.
Kind of get it started
so that,
to get going so that we can
initiate it for her so that she can carry on.
And we really haven't spoken much about the gems at all, but that's something we can also identify later, what gem she might be. Is she a diamond? Is she a sapphire? Is she a ruby or a pearl? And that's something we can talk about so we can better understand also what can help move this along, make it easier for her.
Exactly.
All right.
I know the tactile cue under the elbow for extension did help. And then it became more natural for her to extend her hand. A nice warm-up probably would be good. Just getting her more in touch with her body before she has to use everything would be helpful.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you working with me every week.
It's
with
been
all
a pleasure.
This. Oh, I know it has.
Of course.
All right. Thank you.